Eat. Yo, what up? Sitting in Starbucks drive-thru, working on that sponsorship. You know what I'm talking about? Haven't got it yet, but Manifest Your Dreams 2021. I'm going to do this in under 45 seconds. This episode of Make It Perfect, we interviewed artist, actress, comedian Elisabeth Donaldson. We talked about her creative process, which was damn insightful. Learned a lot about my own through this conversation. We talked about foot fetishes, pretty cool. We also talked about parcels of her faith in Scientology, and it was good to hear from an actual member her ideas on that system and within that system. So enjoy it. 4 seconds left. We got a Patreon, 1 tier, $5. Sign up, you'll get it. Have a good one.
Yep. Okay, tell me about the paint. Tell me about the paint.
Okay, so this paint is a heavier body.
It's a heavier body.
Heavier body.
It's a thick bitch.
It really is. And that's how I feel. It's a white thick.
It's a thick body hoe. I'm sorry.
Hey, this is Make It Perfect. I'm Ryan Rado.
Hey.
Glad you're here. This is Elisabeth Donaldson. She is enigmatic, to say the least. And we're going to paint, see what happens, and I expect this to be pretty fluid. Unless we lock up, unless we just freeze. Yeah. So
No, we're not going to freeze.
no, we're not going to freeze. So
This
shake it up.
improv is my
shit.
fucking superpower.
I believe it. I
Yeah.
believe it. I watch you on the line.
Yeah.
I need to get my
I have to
palette.
show you this monologue
Yes.
that I did about a dude who wanted foot pics.
Tight. Is that a real thing, or were you just?
Yeah, it was
making
a real
that?
thing
Sick.
that happened yesterday.
It was-
And then he was like, "Oh, I don't want foot pics. This is just my dark humor." And I was like, "Is it?
Oh, dude.
Or is that just your cop out?"
Come on. Yeah.
But it's also it's not even about foot pics. It's about
Put fix.
well, if you're a foot fetisher,
Yep.
asking for a foot pic is equivalent to asking for a naked pic. Do you know what I mean?
Dude, I don't
Either
know
way,
about that.
you're asking for a sexual
something intimate, sexual. Yeah, that's fair.
photo.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, we've had 3 sentences. I'm gonna take off my jacket. We've had 3 sentences. I'm just gonna let the crowd know. We literally discussed.
Chicks dig
We already discussed earlier that I wanted to start with this jacket on so people would think that I was fucking cool. And then at some strategic point, I was gonna be like, time to paint. Let me take this shit off.
And now is the time. Are you gonna grab your palette and come over here and grab some paint?
I don't even know if I'm a good painter.
Doesn't matter. We'll see what you do.
But okay, I don't even know what I'm. How can I talk and paint at the same
Right.
time?
Gotcha!
Is that the secret?
I guess we'll find out.
Is that
Everyone says that.
Quite a challenge.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
I feel like I'm Bob Ross.
Oh, you do? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Beat the devil out of it.
well, I'm
That's
gonna
what he
make some
says.
happy little clouds.
Oh, this is great.
Maybe I'll make a I feel like my painting is gonna turn out being one of those fucking absolute pieces of shit that you just wait. Let me say my statement.
All right.
That you make it like a fucking wine and paint night.
Oh,
you know
that's
what I
tough.
mean?
Yeah.
That you're some shitty.
Oh. And they're all just smiling. Look at my painting, and they're all the same,
Yeah.
and they're just just vanilla. But hey, good for them for
Good for
going
them
there
for
to
getting out there and working on
and
their
fuck 'em.
creativity.
No, I'm just kidding.
When I did this, I set directed for this pilot, and the character, we wanted her to be
Party?
a real basic bitch. So I got all this artwork at Goodwill that looked like something that someone would make at a wine and paint night. And there was this really great city of Nashville fucking landscape.
They happen.
It was really good.
And people buy them.
This one was pretty fucking terrible. But it's one of those things where it's it's
terrible?
pretty fucking terrible. But people do it.
Don't cuss on our show, please.
That's a lie, right?
From the pit.
And if anybody's ever done therapy of any kind,
I haven't.
I've done it. Oh, you're joking.
Yeah.
It's not like therapy's it's not like you're this is a blast. I mean, it's beneficial, but I've done like fucking hundreds, if not maybe even thousands of hours of therapy, and like
can tell.
Thank you.
Yep.
And it's very beneficial, but like, fuck, dude, there's times in the middle of it, or when you're in the middle of working through something, and like those weeks or months, it hurts. Yeah. Or you have to like confront the fact that you're an asshole, or like, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to confront the fact that everything that's wrong with you is like your fault.
And
not your fault,
but you've helped create your own bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. And when I meet someone, and hear me out, I still do that, and I will never not do that.
Sure.
Meaning like create my own bullshit.
Well, yeah,
you just project all the time.
It's just what we do.
Yeah. You mentioned yesterday, we were talking about some stuff, and you're like, there's got to be a game. You referenced games.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about that.
Sorry, but this is cool. It looks
it really is. Yeah.
I feel like I'm an artist.
You're doing great. Yeah. It really is.
Okay, well,
I like that you can say that it's cool, because it is fucking cool.
Yeah,
you're already creating landscapes. Really
I'm
good.
very I feel like I'm doing a good job. Oh well, games. Just that you have to have that life is a game. That if you reach utter perfection. Mm-hmm. Right, then you'll never like, let's say you get to like the peak of peace and spiritual enlightenment, and you're like, Buddha at the top of a mountain, like fucking blah.
Yeah.
That's a state of like absolutely no motion. Like you're so enlightened that you're like at utter and total peace. So like utter enlightenment is the same thing as like death. Both are states of like no motion. So in order to have excitement or like a game to play as like a spiritual being, you have to like come down a little bit from like total perfection and like have some problems. That's not me, that's Ron Hubbard.
El Ronnie.
That's Ron. I can't take credit for that.
That's an interesting statement.
I can't take credit for that, but I do believe that.
Can I let me talk about that for a second?
Yeah. Talk about it.
So I'm curious if like if at the point that you reach total perfection, enlightenment, if there is a place where there's just no need for a game, so that place of enlightenment and perfection is
like you can hang out.
It's
in it
consumed,
for a while?
and it's like you're not thirsting. Your ego isn't thirsting for a game or a problem to create.
I'm sure.
You see what I'm saying? So therefore, it's like
Yeah.
it just seems like even though I would think it would be boring in my current state, it might be utter bliss, like Joseph Campbell talks about.
Yeah, but I guess my point is like,
Yeah.
how long do you hang out in that state?
I mean,
like you could get there and
Yeah.
be like, namaste.
But what if it's the most incredible state to be in, and you long for nothing else?
Perhaps you never leave.
Yeah. Okay.
But then maybe one day you're like, time for a game.
And you make the descent.
Yeah.
Into self-consciousness. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and you don't have to make a descent. Like you don't have to go the state below, like sort of like right below, like utter total enlightenment or whatever, is just the two states that are still pretty high, but have a little bit of motion are action, a state of being in action, which feels pretty cool. You're like doing things, you're painting, you're like, whoa, and
you're acting out your personality and what you believe in that state.
Yeah, you're engaged in action. And games and postulates.
Define games. I think I want to know more about that.
There's in my personal, I'm not trying to be preachy, but
you're so good. You're so good.
My personal faith is Scientology.
Got it.
And so the belief there is that a game, it's really simple actually. A game consists of freedoms, barriers, and purposes. It's like the easiest thing. So okay, let's think of some examples.
So freedoms, barriers, and purposes.
So okay, let's see. Like dating could be a game. Oh, here, you give an example.
So my question. My question is, how does one decide what
is a worthy freedom, barrier, and purpose? Like, where do we find the
like, well,
where did we first experience those games, barriers, and purposes? Like, where did they come from
That's
before?
That's a great question.
Cool.
And I don't know if I have the answer to that question,
Okay,
but I
cool.
will tell you some shit that a friend said to me one time.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
That was kind of mind-blowing
Mm-hmm.
in its simplicity.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the only purpose that you have,
Yep.
like, I've always really loved this, is that life essentially is completely and totally meaningless except for the purpose that you give it. And the purpose that you give it is just whatever the fuck purpose you want to give it. Like, your purpose could be like, I'm gonna be evil and kill the world. Your purpose
There's
could
a lot
be,
of meaning in that.
but you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
it doesn't even, like, that's what's crazy. That's what I think is like, I like trip out on that sometimes
Mm-hmm.
where, like, you know, we get all significant about life, but like, when you think about it, it's like, if life is energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like life force, you know, is like a form of like, and you can never kill it and it never goes anywhere and it just exists and we're just like gonna fucking exist forever and like, that just is what the fuck it is. Then
So-
like,
uh-huh.
like the thing that's kind of crazy. Sorry, I'm like,
It's totally cool.
I'm really into my little painting. I was
love it.
like, I didn't realize that I was gonna like it. I mean, who knows? It could turn into utter shit, but
It doesn't mean anything anyway.
yeah, but yes, but that's what's crazy is that, like, actually,
Totally, yeah.
I mean, from where I stand, because I believe in reincarnation and I believe that you're an immortal spiritual being, and so like, I mean, listen,
Yeah.
when I die, like, Elisabeth won't exist anymore.
Right.
Like, this fucking fantastic body. That sounds so fucked up, but like, but you know what I mean? Like, it won't be around anymore, and there will be loss with that, and like, there will be things that I created in this lifetime that won't exist anymore. Like,
But things will exist, so you do continue to exist here.
well, just as like a spirit, like, I just,
Right.
you can't kill me.
Right.
So, and so if I can like get to a space where I can retain all my memories, then it's like you just kind of continue to evolve
Got it.
more and more. So, but anyways, back to purposes.
Yes, I'm with you.
So it's like the question of like, well, how do you decide what's a good purpose? Well, like, you don't, you just do.
Wait
like,
a
it's
minute.
not-
Wait a fucking minute.
I was not the Queen of England. I'm like bored with my painting now.
Well, let's shake it up.
Yeah,
I dare you to do something drastic.
I'm going to.
Doesn't
I
seem
have,
like you, though, to do something drastic.
Well, no, I think that's a joke.
Hell
Do
yeah.
we talk about, oh my God, do we talk about
Yeah.
this foot fetish thing?
Yeah, let's do that. Nice turn. Nice turn. I'm like, yeah, let's talk about this fucking foot
Like, now that we've
These
talked about
fucking
past
dudes.
lives, let's get into
yeah.
foot fetishes.
Yeah, hit it. So,
Have you ever heard of WikiFeet? Have you ever heard of that website? WikiFeet?
No.
There's a website called WikiFeet where
getting weird.
any celebrity, I mean, literally anybody, anybody you can imagine. It's just a catalog of foot pics.
is Elisabeth on there?
No.
We don't know. We can look up.
My feet are not that cool. Like, I have like a web toe.
Oh, cool.
Like,
Let's see it. Wait, you probably don't want to do that.
It's not, no,
Okay.
it's not as like, it's, my feet, I mean, I guess maybe my feet are
Forgot
kind of
which one
okay.
it's on.
It's
Oh, yeah, okay.
this
That's
one.
cool.
See?
Does are there any impediments with it?
No, I mean, I was a really fast swimmer.
Got it.
I went to Junior Olympics.
No way. Is that stressful?
No, I was really young. I mean, Junior Olympics is like low stakes because you're like
Got
a
it.
kid, you know?
How old?
I must have been like 12.
Cool. What were you like at 12? Let's talk about that.
I was such a nerd. I was a real,
Sci-fi?
no, like, I wasn't even a nerd like in a cool, ooh, that's really cool.
Thank you.
That neon is cool.
Thank you. Thank you. You want to
gotta-
use some?
Yeah, I want
Okay,
to use
I'll get you some. Where that neon at?
Can
right
I
here.
steal some of yours?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, do that.
Fuck you and your weed smoking, you
Yeah.
fucking loser.
This is intestinal. I just do intestinal shit. Anyway, intestinal shit. Hell yeah, dude. All right,
right, check it out. Jerry's Artorama in East Nashville got jacked by the tornado that happened last spring. So check this out. They're open now. Starbucks. Jerry's Artorama, deal with it. It's pretty cool. Do I have my keys? Shit. Yep, got them. So I started working at Jerry's part-time, 15 hours a week, killing it. It's awesome, fun. It's backward, but you know what the deal is. It's on selfie mode, bro. So come on down here. Jerry's Artorama, East Nashville. Hours are 10 to 7 every day. I'll be in here. Got a bunch of people in here. Check it out. Oh, it's locked. Are you kidding? They fired me.
Is this circle? This circle feels busted.
Keep rolling with it. You did it for a reason. I dig it.
Feels,
Busted ass circle.
Feels busted.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you're making your work, whatever it is, when do you experience yourself in the flow state? Like it's all hitting on all cylinders and you're in the groove, you feel realized. Like, what is that feeling like for you? Like, where does it take you?
That's such a good question.
Cool.
I don't.
When's the last time you felt it? That's my question.
I mean, I think that it's like, it's something that I kind of feel every day.
Whoa.
But not like all day, every day. But
Yeah.
I think my viewpoint, I feel this way. Sometimes people ask me a similar question is like, what inspires you?
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like.
That's an annoying question.
Yeah, it's a little bit annoying. But
I want to hear the answer though, damn it.
what's your answer?
No, I want to hear your answer.
Well, I just think that it's a choice. That
Okay,
it's like,
okay.
And like your flow state, right? Like sometimes you're just naturally in it.
Yeah.
And then think about it. Have you ever been super inspired, but you're doing some other shit?
Yes.
So you can't act on your inspiration,
Yes.
and then it leaves you, right? And then sometimes you feel super inspired and you're able to act on it. And then sometimes, but then sometimes you're just able to kind of wrangle yourself and then if you paint for long enough, eventually you'll be like, oh, I'm in the flow state.
Yep.
But I think that especially when you're a professional artist, and I especially think this, with anything, but with acting, you experience this a lot. Like, you're not inspired every time you're in front of the camera.
For sure.
I don't feel, and so I think that it's folly to count on that as to make inspiration so important.
Yeah.
Or that feeling of sure, it's a really cool thing, but it doesn't make your uninspired art less valuable. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get that. So it's important to be able to be your own muse at that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's how I feel about inspiration. Is that
But feeling inspired is unreal.
dude, it's amazing.
Unreal.
Don't get me wrong.
Hell
it's
yeah.
It's fucking glorious.
Magic. Yeah.
And a lot of magic comes out of that, but it's an interesting journey
Right, man.
being an artist because
Yeah,
you're, like I said, especially if you're a professional, you don't always have the luxury to feel inspired all the time.
Yeah,
Sometimes you
straight
have
up.
to make some shit when you feel utter dog shit.
And then you can manifest yourself into that inspiration is what you were saying?
Yeah, I think that's the key. That's when it's really
you did that thing. Like you were feeling like shit, but you showed up, you stepped up.
Exactly.
And then it came out.
And
cool.
and that's kind of how I feel about inspiration is that you can choose to be inspired by anything.
Yeah,
Or you can
that's true.
choose to be uninspired by anything, So those are my thoughts.
I'm into it.
Those are my thoughts on
I'm
inspiration.
into those thoughts.
I'd like to hear more about, I don't even know what question to ask, but just about acting, what it's like, and let's roll with the inspiration thing. How do you, no, I don't know where to go with it. How do you,
I'm listening.
I have no idea.
How do you suit up and get ready for a role?
Yeah, what's it like? How do you prepare? How do you
God, that's a
get
good.
in the zone? How do you? Yeah, I don't know.
I'm funny because I don't have a process.
Cool.
Yeah.
God, I know that.
Well, and I also feel everything's different. You never know. How do I say this? sorry, 1 second. I
Yeah,
need
totally-
to I
totally
need to
cool.
deal with this like whatever this thing that I painted here, and then I can talk about my acting shit. I think it just depends on like the character, because a lot of the acting that I do is commercials, which is just some fucking pays the bills
copy
shit.
that. Totally
You
cool.
know what I mean? But it's not like I don't like it. Like I do a lot of like comedy commercials that are kind of a shtick that I can do in my sleep. You know, like, but I love it and it's super fun. You know, like, is it gonna win me an Oscar? No, but like.
What about in your films, like in the film that you just released? Tell me the name of that again.
Well, there's two. There's Rattled, which is the
That's it.
scary one.
That's what I was telling you
yeah.
about, Luke. Yeah.
I mean, I think ultimately when you get into characters, it's a matter of just like you have to. There's a couple things. This is what I'll say. I don't necessarily have a process, but I do have like things that mean a lot to me and that I think are important things to consider to like create a space for a character to live.
What are those things?
One is you have to be willing to like. I think that if you start worrying about like how you look and how you appear and what other people think of you and all that stuff, that's why I think it's important to not overemphasize beauty.
Sure.
Because as a character, it's like not about you, it's about them. So if you want to tell the story of another person, like you have to let any of your own personal biases or
good.
viewpoints like go, because you're creating a space. And I think it's also like, I mean, the one thing that I was always trained and that I stand by and stick by is the best thing that my acting teacher ever taught me is
What's this person's name?
his name's Al Mancini. He's
Got
no
it.
longer with us, but
Got
he is amazing.
Great name.
Is you have to be really open to your impulses.
Oh yeah.
And
What
I
the
think that
fuck?
that's true with any form of
I'm
art.
so into
you
that.
know?
Yes. That's gut.
Right, and
Sometimes.
and also like you have to be willing to waste things. Like you have to
Nice.
be willing to waste a take. You like there's a certain amount of like, and I mean I think that this applies to acting, but I think this truly applies to any art. You have to be really fearless and really like, because if you're worried about what people are going to think or what the director's going to think, or
That's
is this
really hard to
right,
not
or
do
like
that,
is
yeah.
this choice right or is this wrong? If you're worried about that, then you may not be open to like the impulse or like that one thing. So like I think that like a super important thing in life is like just being willing to waste things, like being just letting anything like fall away into garbage. Being
Even
like,
destroy it?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because my other Al also, the late great Al, I loved Al so much. He was such a good teacher. You have to be willing to like, yeah, you have to waste it. Like it might suck. Or sometimes even like let's say in filmmaking or art, you may do a whole movie that's dog shit.
Totally.
But it doesn't mean that it didn't get
It's for
you
naught.
somewhere.
Totally.
Yeah. Like
That's even part of the process, as it were.
yeah, like you just like, I think that with any sort of form of creation, you just have to like create, and then
Grab something will hold.
yeah, or not. I mean, I think that sometimes, I guess that like my biggest thing is like, I think that we think about things too much sometimes. And to bring it kind of back around to like what we were talking about early with like all the spiritual stuff, is sometimes it's just like, just fucking don't worry about it and just do it.
Yeah.
You know? Because even the shit that won you an Oscar, like, what did my friend say? My friend said this and I thought it was so her and also so brilliant. She said, you're the same person when you win an Emmy as you are when you're taking a shit.
That's good. Yeah, right.
Right? And it's
Yeah,
like, it's
that's
true.
great.
Like, you're always there. So in your life, you're going to have these moments that are like really, really profound. And you're also going to have moments that are utterly meaningless. And like life is just going to keep going and going and going and going and going. So like I think, and this is one thing I've learned in like getting older, is that we all get so consumed about like, how do I get there? Whether there is brilliance or there is an Oscar-winning performance or there is, you know, having the house or there is falling in love or there is whatever. And so everybody's like really obsessed with like, I want to get there.
And I'll feel actualized and realize when I get there.
And it's like, you just never do. So like the key
That's
is...
a blessing.
Right? And so the key is to just be like, cool, well, let's just fucking like see what happens. Like,
Yeah.
let's just fucking
Just be
do
open.
this. yeah, let's just do this shit. So when I do my characters, I try to just, I mean, obviously there's character work. You have to like ask yourself questions about the characters, like who is this person? What are their physical mannerisms? What, you know, what do they like? What kind of music do they listen to? Do they have any like physical habits? Do they have any disabilities? Do they get a migraine when they're stressed out?
That's awesome. So you're empathizing to create the drama.
Yeah,
awesome.
you're just like building in points of like of reality with that person, because like any person,
You created a lot of depth. That's really cool.
Yay.
Nicely done. Yeah.
Any person is like multifaceted, and like especially in acting, and it's one of the reasons that I love acting so much, because as a human I just have a sort of a simple purpose to understand people more.
Yep.
And acting helps me do that.
Cool.
Because you can be a character and be like, oh shit, like
Right.
I understand why somebody is mean, or I
Sure.
understand why this person is crazy, or
I have a question about that.
tell me, what's your question?
Is it hard? I've heard that for actors and artists in general, and I feel this sometimes. Is it hard for actors to develop an identity because they're playing so many different identities all the time, and we are all playing so many different identities all the time, but you guys are engulfed in it. So that's the question.
That's a really good question. Man, I don't even know how to answer that.
Try.
I think that ultimately we all have everything inside of us at all times.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that like,
That sounds good.
I think that we live in an interesting time where like, especially with social media, there's so much talk about like branding
Yeah,
and like
right.
what's your fucking brand, what color are you, whatever.
Yeah.
That like,
It's diluted to me.
well, people get obsessed with like, because people are trying to just fucking like be a brand, a personal brand on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's like every human being is a diamond. So if you're like, let's say, I'm trying to think of an example without throwing shade.
Just do it. Throw
Well,
it.
no.
We edit too, dude. Just so you know.
Okay, this is a
Speak
benign
how you want.
example.
Yep, hit it.
Like, let's say that you're like a puppy influencer, right? Like,
Sick.
but you know what I mean?
Wait,
like
I don't know
your
what is that? Like
everything, you have a dog and you do dog grooming and you make outfits for dogs, and your whole Instagram becomes about, and you have like
dog Instagrams and shit.
No, it's like you're like the puppy whisperer.
Got it.
Right?
Okay.
Like
Yes.
you're like, here's a tutorial on making a Halloween costume
Yes.
for your dog.
Right.
And like, here's a blah. So like, let's say that you're that, right? Then,
I want to be that.
and let's say that you get like 2 million followers.
Boom!
Right? Or like, let's say you get fucking 5 million followers. Now you're a millionaire. Now you make all this money. Now the only thing,
You are is that.
yes.
Yeah, right.
And then it's like your whole livelihood is that. And then let's say one day,
Yeah.
just simply because you're like, I'm done with dogs.
Got it.
Not even for nothing happens. You're just like, I fucking like feel like I've reached the end of this
I'm
dog
gonna go to
thing.
cats.
But maybe you don't even want to go to cats.
animals
Maybe
are
you're
in
like,
it.
actually, I just want to be Picasso,
Into it.
right?
Yeah.
So I just think that like, because we have this whole like social media culture, that it causes people to like overemphasize like, who am I? Like, I am a Sheba.
This kind of person.
I am a woman who wears red shirts.
Sure.
I'm a redhead. And it's like, none of that's you.
Right.
So like as an actor, it's like, I mean, this sounds a little bit overly significant, but like if all of humanity is theoretically inside of you, like tapping into that doesn't make you less yourself, it makes you more yourself.
Oh, that's interesting thought.
You know what
That's
I
an
mean? Because
interesting
you're
way to
just
do that.
able, because like any human being is like a fluid being.
Yep.
With a multitude of different
Sub-personalities.
yeah, or not even necessarily personalities, but just like you're fluid. You should be able to like, I mean, I don't know, this is probably the closest thing I have to the concept of God, is like the allness of all, or like the vibration that we all,
Like collective consciousness.
yeah,
Got it.
kind of. So it's like, and knowing another character is going to help you know yourself more, so.
Nah, that's really good. That's like a tarot card type of thing to
Right?
me. Because even like all of those tarot cards are archetypes, and they exist in you at all times.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Are you like, if you don't cry, like, are you really an actress if you don't cry? Like, often?
I mean, apparently so, I guess. Wait, no. I was taking it to, if you don't cry all the time, are you really an actress?
Well, I mean, I
cry all the time. All the time.
Yeah, I cry a lot.
I love it.
I think it's like, I mean, I don't like want to say whether you should or shouldn't cry. Like, I think everybody's got their own emotional and expressive atmosphere. So who am I to say,
I think people
like,
should cry. I'm going to say it. Seriously. I asked Luke the other day, like if you, okay, Luke just lost his dad, and we were talking after that, and I asked you if you've been crying as much as you need to, because that's where that stuff that you repress and keep down, that you're holding it up to yourself. You're entering the part of yourself that's the darkest.
Yeah.
So that's, to me, that's where the gold is.
I would agree with that. Well, also crying just like straight up releases hormones.
Yes. And the energy goes somewhere. It's energy you can't tap into. But when you cry, you're in it. Look at this blue on this, man. I'm fucking into that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Bloody
it's funny that like yours is so different than mine.
Yeah, it's awesome. Very
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, that's cool. I love that you have a lot of things that are bouncing around in it, and all of the things that you have in it create the depth, and you can tell that it's like it feels like I'm seeing you and how you think. All the things are there.
That's actually
all the
really
things are
true.
There.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like there's different manifestations for different parts of this conversation, and you're so fluid that you're just working and it's happening. And
I'm
it's
riffing
really
on it.
great.
I feel like if I had like 20, 40 hours with this bitch,
yeah.
I could really fuck it up. Like right now, I feel like it looks a little bit like it's like, oh, this is interesting, but it seems to me to be like a little juke. Like I would not buy this.
Fine.
You know, I wouldn't hang this in my house.
I'm glad you're doing. What if you took it home and you hung it in your house?
I'm not gonna hang it in my house.
Fine.
It's not good enough.
Oh my God.
What do they
That's
talk?
cool.
Ira Glass talks about that, like the difference between. There's that great thing. Fuck, what's it called? Where it's the difference between like taste as an artist. It's like you're gonna run it. You're gonna have the experience where like you have what you can create is not as good as like what your personal tastes are.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
it's like a whole the gap. That's what
okay,
it's called. The
okay.
gap between like your taste. I almost want to put a ring around this like a planet, but I feel like that's
Hey, do it. You thought it. Do it. Oh man, that's that is like your acting teacher was talking about.
Oh yeah,
that's
true.
right there.
That's true.
Rolling with that.
What Al Mancini said. This is ridiculous.
It's God! I'm into that. You got that? Sick. Let's check it out from back here. Cool. Well, mine's kind of like a kindergarten hell. And what do you
It kind of is.
What's going on over there?
I mean, mine's like a Zen garden in space.
Down. What up? I'm in here in my studio. I want to tell you about my dogs. All right. Here they are. Got them dogs, these dogs, them dogs, and these dogs. Len shoes. They're the best. I've had probably 13 pairs of them because I want to try them all. And I'm not kidding. They get painted, they get messed up, but they're durable as hell. And you should try them. Go to their website and order some. Bye.
Okay, can I do this?
You can do whatever you want. Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, that's
that
fun.
was a good idea.
That's cool.
You can really fuck yourself up with acting because it's your body and there's these weird things. It's especially as a female. If you this sounds funny. If you're a character actor, it's a little different. It's like a different journey. But if you're a pretty girl,
Wait a minute.
Then,
Wait,
like-
okay, I see where you're going. Go ahead.
like if you're a pretty female who could be a lead actress, there's a lot of different like weird psychological stuff that can enter into the field.
Like what?
Like how much you weigh.
Fair enough. Got it.
I mean, it doesn't exist. Like, luckily, it's a little different than it used to be. But like,
Sure.
literally in acting class, like, it's funny because all the girls who were in my acting class at the time that this was said distinctly remember this being said, which I think just says a lot. But our acting teacher, who was a woman, said, ladies, it's a competition. And when you're eating a hamburger, your competition is eating a salad.
Oh, wow.
And this was like a strong, powerful woman who we all admired.
For sure.
Who wasn't even skinny and perfect, but like that's just like what you're literally trained into that. Like how you look and your physical appearance and your physical fitness level is part not only of your career, but of your artistry.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Intense.
Like, and it's like, although I do believe that like being physically fit is a generally good idea, because if you're healthy, as you can be, then like it's good for your mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's like, so that's why I try to be as fit as I can and eat well, because like it's a mental health thing. It's just a health thing.
Sure.
But it just is it's weird as an actor that like you have to, there's like how you look and other women being prettier than you, or someone getting a role. Like one time I was the lead in a movie.
Cool.
Well, no.
Oh, okay.
Wait for the story.
All right.
I was cast as the lead in the movie, and then they, like right before we shot, and I went to the table read and everything. This was like a big movie.
Nice.
And they recast me with a name actress. Because she was more famous and I wasn't.
But you did it. But you nailed the. You got it.
It was the best audition of my life.
Oh, god dang it.
So there's like a certain amount of things, and it's like that's one of those weird things where it's like it just has nothing to do with talent, which is why I think it's important for actors specifically to write their own work.
How did they deliver that news to you? Like, we're sorry, but
It's over.
They just deliver it to you.
Wow.
There's no like.
You just take it.
Yeah, I mean that's just the business. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
it's kind of like I joke with friends that it's like the Hunger Games.
Right.
It's like a lot of this business is not about. It's just about like, can you fucking handle it?
Yeah.
Like, can you handle all the rejection and bullshit and weird stuff? And now with the internet, can you handle having weird fans on the internet who want to send you dick pics, or people who think that they're your friend when you're not friends, and like people having an opinion about you that they're not entitled to? Can you slog through all of that and still maintain your own artistic soul?
Damn.
And it's like, if you can, then maybe you'll get somewhere.
then you might be able to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's why you see famous people who like,
Trip.
yeah.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Because it's fucking weird. It's like it's weird that I think even when even when in your mind you want to be famous, I don't think anybody's prepared. And I only say this from a space of like the most low key.
Fucking into my painting right now, dude. Go ahead. I'm like riffing. I'm like, dude,
like,
we're in somewhere. Hell yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's a
Not
journey,
too often
man.
I'm
It's
into it here. Go ahead.
But I think that even when you think you want to be famous,
Yes.
you think like, oh, I want everyone to know me, and I want people to listen to me, and I want to have influence.
That's stressful.
Yeah, well, that part can be stressful, but I think also like even if you want that, what you don't think about is like the fucking weird, the weird things. Like,
Yeah, right.
you know, like I saw this video one time with Lady Gaga, like met a fan. And the girl, like the second that she met Lady Gaga, started like crying uncontrollably.
Yeah.
And there's like this weird thing where like some people, we talked about this the other day,
Sure,
that like
yeah.
some people are always going to make you more, like make you a guru.
Yeah.
Even if
like
you
can
don't
solve
wanna,
their problems. Yeah.
Yeah, like
right.
even if you don't want to be that, and even if you tell them like, hey dude, like I'm not your guru,
Yeah.
like I'm just a fucking homie.
Yes.
They're still going to assign a lot of meaning to you that you may or may not deserve, and not even because you want them to or you told them to, but just because that's what they're doing.
Right.
And like that's weird.
Like you fulfill something in them that they can't reach themselves.
Yeah. And weirdly that can be, because I've had times where like people write me,
Yeah.
you know, even just for comedy shit that I post on the internet, and they're like, dude, I was having a really bad day.
Yep.
And I watched your shit and it made me feel so much better, and thank you so much. And I like live for that.
Yeah,
like
that's
I definitely want to create that kind of effect on people.
You.
So sometimes it's amazing, dude. This
Yeah, you're killing it. Come on with it.
is fucking cool.
You're getting deeper and deeper and deeper. It's
Yeah.
really cool. So
It's like
cool.
the more.
You keep
So sometimes
riffing.
it's sometimes shit's really cool, but then sometimes it's really weird.
Yes.
You know? Like I had
It's the
someone
weirdest shit you've got.
I had someone who was a total stranger wanted to come to Nashville and hang out with me. And
I
was
would
like,
be that person.
No,
Like,
you
I
wouldn't.
would just do that.
No, but you wouldn't. You
Okay,
wouldn't
fair
be
enough,
that
fair
person. You know you're very self-aware. You would never be that person.
God damn. Dude, this is great.
We fucked it up.
I'm so stoked right now. It's so different, man. Oh, it makes me happy. God, it's
Yours
so
has like become a
good.
little house.
Yes.
Also from where you started to where it is.
Right. Like, what the fuck,
You were
Rito?
like,
It's like, hello, buddy.
do I put some handprints on this? I kind of want
Yeah,
to.
do your thing. Do your
Okay, wait, this is important.
Yeah, hit it. What do you
This is
got?
how we end it.
She's going for it. She been going for it. Oh, that's not right, Ryan.
Oh shit, where do I put this?
I'm curious. Top right. Ah, it says a lot about you.
Whoa.
Yeet. I've been saying yeet a lot. Come on.
I feel like that could be
You gotta
better.
get your palm on there, man.
I
You
know.
don't have to do anything.
No, but
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
do we like that?
Yeah, that's cool. This is the best ending. Oh, nicely done. It's like you're playing piano with it.
Yeah, it just needs more.
Cool.
Okay. It's weird to do it like this because I can't see it.
It's great.
How do I have to get the fuck down
Like,
from
it's
here?
great, dude. Come on.
Okay.
Got it. Bring it on. Come on, you got it.
Here?
Yeah, that's good.
Should I step onto the couch?
You can do that if you'd like. Okay, nice job. Great, I got arm hair.
Look. Okay, how do I wash my hands? I think I may have liked it before I put my hands all over it, but I think it was fun.
You look fulfilled as fuck. It's cool.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
cool.
I am.
It's very cool.
I don't think this is done by any
It's
means.
fine, yeah.
But,
What a hell of a thing to allow yourself to do like all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
true.
cool, Elizabeth. Nice job.
thanks, man.
Yee.
Should I take a selfie with it?
Wait a minute, hang on. What's your Instagram and stuff? What is that? What is
It's
that?
just at
Okay.
Elisabeth
Come on,
Donaldson. It's at Elisabeth Donaldson, but it's Elizabeth with an S. And Donaldson,
with a D.
well, it's spelled California style, yeah. Not like Donaldson Pike,
Yeah.
but like Donald, like Donald
Donaldson.
Duck, son. Elizabeth with an S. It's a lot, but it's simple, really. I've got a movie, a thriller, a psychological thriller that should be coming out soon. We're doing the festival circuit right now. It's called Rattled.
That's right.
And it's hardcore, like a totally like effed up, like literally so effed up. We had to have a trigger warning at the beginning. Psychological thriller. I don't know. I need lunch.
That's it. I got nothing else.
Bye.
Enjoy yourself. Paint something. Eat a cheeseburger or a salad. Bye. I thought this was a joint or something the whole time, but it's not. It's
It
paint.
looks like a joint.